A24 produces some of my favorite films year after year, but do they also make the best movie posters? As a graphic designer, I love the medium of movie poster design, and in this video, I'm going to be ranking the best A24 movies based on their posters. Alright, so how I want to rank some of these is based on like the layout and the type and colors and everything, but also how well it just conveys like what the movie's about and stuff. I think that is an important thing, and sometimes the best like design that might be cool or whatever may not always be like the best for the movie. The first movie we have is Amy. This was actually a documentary about Amy Winehouse. I haven't seen it personally, but I think Amy Winehouse has some great music, so it's probably pretty good, and her life was wild, I know. I do like how they used the billing block right here instead of down here because they didn't want to cover the eyes. The font for Amy is a little bit boring. It looks something like Bebas New or Balboa, but I understand they needed a condensed font probably to fit within this. Spacing on this is a little interesting. I don't know, I would have locked this up a little bit tighter and maybe even had the Amy go bigger, but I do like the crop of the eyes right here. I think that's a cool concept, and it's a very powerful, striking image, and you can recognize that it's Amy Winehouse just by that winged eyeliner and the eyes. So I'll start off by giving this one maybe a C tier, just because I don't want to. Maybe I'll adjust it, but we'll see. Next one is Uncut Gems. This movie, I remember seeing it in the theater and it gave me so much anxiety when it first came out. It's a very stressful movie, and I kind of like the juxtaposition of the movie with the poster because this isn't very like chaotic. It's a nice simple layout. You get the focus right on Adam Sandler's character. You would think they'd almost encompass the feeling of the movie with like a bunch of stuff going on, but I also like the simplicity of this one. I like the texture they used. The typefaces are nice and kerned and locked up cool. I do like this. I like that they took the risk with the border as well as all the negative space and not just jamming all the other actors in there. So I think this might be, I'm gonna put this one in the A tier, honestly. Next up is Hereditary. I know everyone really likes this movie and it's creepy. The movie poster, I don't really like it too much. I feel like there's a lot of crazy scenes and stuff in this movie that they could have done like a better job of capturing it. All this texture and stuff is not really reading well on like a print version. So I don't really like it too much at all, honestly. I think I might put this one in the D tier because it wouldn't be a D tier maybe in the grand scheme of all movie posters, but within this list, putting in the context of these other cool ones, I think it deserves to be there. All right, mid-90s. I really liked this movie when it came out. I have like a fascination with these like period piece type movies, you know. I really like ones that are set like mid-90s, Dazed and Confused, set in the 70s, stuff like that. Like it makes you feel really good to be placed into a different time, but still reality that you maybe weren't alive in. And I really like this kind of perspective coming down from the top. The type is really nice. It's like a nice serif, slab serif, I think Clarendon or Garamond, something like that. It just encompasses the main character, you know, nice, big. It's almost like the approach you'd bring to like a thumbnail or something on YouTube. Like it's big, it's bold, it's in your face, but it's still like done tastefully. I think this one I will also put, might be our first B tier. It's not quite an A. This is one of the highest rated movies on this list and probably one of the best movie posters, honestly. I really like the cohesion between the colors you have here in the dress, the red hair, and then the red, orange, green, and like olive colors right here, you know, synced up with the type. You have the small blurred out Jesus cross right there that kind of alludes to some of the themes. You know, the old English is hard. Like this is just a powerful, striking poster. Good typography, good colors. I like the border a lot. It's like those stained glass or ceramic tiles. Fits all the boxes. Good design, good type, good color, and it shows the leading actress, which is good for, you know, just marketing and selling the movie. So that might have to be our first S tier. Got one of each so far. Ooh, I have back-to-back S tiers. Everything Everywhere All at Once. I knew this movie was going to be hype when I first saw the poster and the trailer, and I remember watching this and it got me super emotional. It's an amazing movie, and I love A24 as a production company because they take risks with their graphics, with their movie themes, with the directors they choose. You don't see a lot of mainstream movies going with the illustrative poster, and it's really cool that they did that. It just perfectly encompasses the movie. It's chaotic. There's so much going on. It's almost like a Where's Waldo type of thing where you can find all these little Easter eggs in it. Definitely an S tier. Next up, we have Beef. I know this is a show, but it was produced by A24, and I thought, it'd be good to throw in there. I just watched it. Amazing show as well. And overall, I like the concept. It's cool that they went with the painting style. It's not my favorite type of painting style. I think it's oil or gouache, or however you say it. The type that they use in the show was really bold and nice as well. Good, clean layout. The red background's powerful. It's not the best, but I do think it's a strong one. I think I'll put it as a high B tier, maybe an A. But outside of the movie posters, the art for the title cards that David Cho did were amazing. He had these crazy oil, Renaissance style paintings that he did with the big type overlaid, and each episode had its own one, which was really cool. I know this isn't part of it, but here's some of the episodes and the cool art that went with it. And it was just a nice thing to include. Swarm did something cool with that too, with doing the custom title cards for each episode. And it's cool to see emphasis on typography and graphic design within the film and TV industry. This one's cool. It kind of reminds me of Slenderman, but also alluding to those old horror movies or Stephen King novels with the Benguit or whatever it's called, something like that. I don't even know, but that one with the sharp edges that Stephen King and Stranger Things and stuff used. But I like how they kind of rounded it out, softened it a bit. But yeah, super reminiscent of Saul Bass and that screen printing style. I like this one. This one's probably going to be A tier for me. The Lighthouse. There's two options for The Lighthouse. There's this one with Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson, as well as this one that's just basic. And I don't know which one's the primary. I'm pretty sure this one, but I think I would rate them both really high. This one especially though, so I'll give it the benefit of the doubt and base it off this one. The black and white is obviously needed, high contrast to encompass the kind of style they used in the film. The type treatment's nice. I like the grunge and kind of edges it has to it. The eye going right to the waves and the lighthouse light. I like how they have a lot of dark areas, but they brighten up spots with the waves and the clouds and the light and the type. And this is a very well done poster. I like the mermaid tail sticking out as well. This one's an S tier for me. Midsummer. I feel like a lot of the good ones are lined up in my folder back to back. This is such a powerful one. Same with the Lady Bird one. It shows the main actress, Florence Pugh, and it captures the strong emotions that come with this movie. And the type is really nice as well. I don't know if I want to put it in the S tier, but it's at the very least an A. With the flowers and everything, it's almost representative of kind of the climax of the film itself. I'm probably gonna put it in A tier right now, but I may move it up to S. Red Rocket. I've never personally seen this movie. I think it's about Simon Rex as a former male porn star. Like the style of the illustration. It's cool when they have the big negative space like this, like a plain background on a movie poster. And this type's pretty cool. And this guy did Florida Project, which I really like. I like the light kind of gray tonal of all the type, but then the big pops of red for that script font. This one's pretty cool. I think I'm gonna put this one in the, might be an A tier. Yeah, I'm gonna go A tier. The Room. I've never seen this movie either. I've heard it's really good though. And I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong if you've seen it and you think this is a good poster for this one, but it's kind of boring. The type doesn't really stand out. I get that they're trying to give this concept with they're trapped in this box with the squares in the sky, but kind of just looks like a rom-com or Lifetime type movie. All things considered with what else is on this list, I might have to put this one in the D tier. Florida Project. I really love this movie. I love all the colors in this movie. If you haven't seen it, I highly suggest checking it out. It's set in this cool apartment building with all these really bright colors, and this really conveys the thing well. And I like how they included the blue of the sky. Nice type. It looks like the same typeface used on the Red Rocket. I think it is. Makes sense. Made by the same director, so maybe they really like that typeface, Sean Baker. I like this one. I think it's strong. It might not be an S tier, but it's definitely an A tier. The Green Knight. This is arguably probably my favorite one on here besides Everything Everywhere All at Once. I haven't seen a big movie do something so typographically driven. I don't think ever since the Saul Bass era. But man, This looks like an awesome like poster you would just see online and it would really catch your eye. The red background, the super bright yellow with the customize the type a little bit with these sharp edges and just the person masked out. This is like a 10 out of 10 poster. The way he covers it just enough to where it adds visual interest in the type, but you can still read everything. It's perfect. This is sets the standard for the S tiers. X. So the problem I've noticed with this list, and I figured which may happen, is I have to rank it within the scope of like the other movies it's with in A24 because they really do have some of the best posters. This one's so awesome too, and it's hard not to want to put all of them in the S tier. I know Pearl will be, but I might have to lower this one a little bit. You know, the wood coming across, the strong type, Mia Goth with just such a strong like stare and everything, and it really catches your eye, and super creepy character. This one, I would want to put it in S, but it is getting a little crowded. I'm gonna put in it's good. It has to go in S tier. I can't just say just because it's crowded. But speaking of poster designs, I used today's video sponsor, Issue, to catalog my Blues Legends series. Issue allowed me to catalog and present all the posters from the series into a cool, digestible flip book. As a designer, you have a lot to show the world, and Issue can help you do that. Issue lets you turn static design work into interactive digital publications, social posts, portfolios, and more. Issue also makes your design work fun to engage with across any type of device. Issue works seamlessly with the tools you already use and love, like InDesign, Dropbox, MailChimp, and Canva. There's also a bunch of cool publications from others you can check out on Issue, like this dope flip book I found on experimental typography. Anyone who wants to create and share can make engaging content in a matter of minutes with Issue. Get started with Issue today for free, or sign up for an annual premium account and click the link in the description, or use code Jesse25 for 25% off an annual premium plan. Once again, check out the link in the description and use code Jesse25 for 25% off. And thank you again to Issue for sponsoring this video. Let's get back into it. Ex Machina. I really love this movie. I've seen it a lot. We watched it in a few classes that I took about like science and religion and AI and stuff. I didn't even know it was produced by A24, but honestly, this movie is so good, and there's so much intriguing kind of visuals set within Oscar Isaac's character's house. I like the simplicity they went for, and the type is cool, but you know, if I saw this across a bunch of other random movies, I may like it more, but I think that'd just be a C tier for me. This one's super powerful. This is using the black background, I think, done right. I really love the image of the goat. Strong, so much texture, and it really looks like they bumped the clarity in that. The type is really nice. I always didn't really like how it looks like a VV, but you know, it kind of goes with the times of the way stuff was written then and things. This one's so good. I really like this one. I'm gonna put it in the A tier. The Farewell. I've personally never seen this movie. It looks like Awkwafina stars in it, but I do like this background and just cut out with the shape. They're trying to show that they're all looking at this person and they're maybe saying goodbye to like a relative or something like that. Pretty good though. Nice colors and everything. This probably goes in the B tier. Ghost Story, never seen this movie either. When I was looking at the list of a lot of the A24 movies, I had thought I'd seen a lot of them, but probably only seen about 40 or 50% of the ones I put on this list. But I like this one, the classic Ghost. The type looks good. The background set in this kind of ethereal space backdrop. Good contrast and everything. That one's going to be a B tier for me. 8th Grade. I personally don't like this one too much. I don't like how the type touches the edge. The yellow's cool, but the typeface choice is a little bit boring to me. So much emphasis on the written and directed by. It's simple, but it's kind of boring, honestly. To me, this is almost an example of like the more minimalistic approach done wrong. So for that, I'm going to put it in the D tier. All right, The Lobster. So we go from the minimalistic approach done wrong to probably arguably the one that's done it the best. You see this all over Pinterest and stuff if you're looking up like negative space or minimalistic posters. The way they conveyed the entire shape of this other character just by these strands of hair and the way the hands wrap around right here is super good. Got the fedora, which is always nice. I like how they used it for the actors' names as well. This one's cool because you could literally set this backdrop on any color and it would probably work. And they still just did it with the kind of black and white cream. That one's an S tier. Good Time. Really good movie, honestly, and I like the way that they captured some of the energy of the film. And the type is cool with the lines going through it. It's kind of like when you squint or see a long exposure of like traffic lights and cop cars and stuff. But I don't like how much emphasis they put on like the clout stuff right here, like saying how good of a movie it is and stuff. And this is like the official poster, the one I could find. So I don't know. For that, I'm gonna put it in the, I think it's quite a C, but I don't know if it's as good as a B. I think C. It's better than Amy and Ex Machina, so I'll go B tier. Tusk, this movie's super weird and creepy, and they kind of captured it with this, but they would have had to make the most insane movie poster to really capture what this movie's about. I don't think this is executed super well. I don't like the textures used in the back and the way this kind of, the image of the main actor is stylized. It is cool that they conveyed it with just these shapes and the type right here, but I'm gonna go C tier. The Last Black Man in San Francisco. Like I said before, A24, I always commend them for not always doing the traditional style of movie posters. It's cool that they use the painting, but you can still tell it's like Jonathan Majors and the other main actor. The type is good. I like this frame they use, and they gave it a little bit more interest by masking it out right here and having them pop out. This one's good. The colors, everything about it is really nice. I'm gonna give it a A tier. I personally haven't seen Minari. I remember when it was coming out, I always liked Stephen Young and I wanted to see it. I think this captures it pretty well from what I've heard about the movie. It's nice. It's a simple way of conveying like a photographic image. This is probably not, this looks composited. Working in the movie art and key art stuff at an agency at one point in my career has shown me a lot of this stuff's fake. Like this probably wasn't photographed like this, because a lot of times you're getting the assets before even seeing like specific shots of the movie, so they're probably creating this just from backgrounds and masking it out, and this is like a, you know, digital collage or composite. It's pretty nice. It's not like my favorite one. I'll say high C tier. Moonlight, I think this one's strong. It's a striking image and it does a good job of like catching my interest, but I don't fully like how they cut through this with the colors and stuff, and the glowy text is a little bit, I don't know, cheesy in a way, but it's a C tier for me, honestly. Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. I really like this one. It really shows the perspective of like how small the shell is in the grand scheme of the world, because you have a full door frame, the window, the tennis racket, the shoes, the little Tootsie Pop thing as a parachute, and this creative little type is kind of like a signature. I really like that with the nice serif locked up. This one's good. This one's going in the S. I'll go A tier. Disaster Artist, I do like this one. I think it's interesting and it shows like what the movie's about, and I do like the typeface they chose, but it's nothing like super special or striking that stands out to me, but it is done well, so I'll put it in the B tier. The Whale, I still haven't seen it yet. I really want to see it. I've heard it's an amazing and super sad movie, but I don't know, the blue type, and I know the image is strong, but I think it'd almost be even stronger without all the type on it, or like a different shot of Brendan Fraser's character. It's not really, I don't really like this one, you know? It's kind of boring. Putting that one in the D tier. Arguably one of the other best ones on here, Pearl. I love this movie poster because it literally looks like the cool ones you see on like Instagram or Pinterest that like a dope illustrator redesigned, and you're like, why didn't they choose that one? This looks like that, but it's the legit poster from what I've looked at. The amazing blood that drips down into the L of the type, good type treatment and layout, the kind of creepy main character of Mia Goth looking right at you with the blood on the hands, and then this little black and white silhouette of her with the axe. This is a good poster. This is reminiscent of some of the things I like about old posters, but bringing in contemporary kind of tropes. So for that, I'll put it in the S tier as well. Here's the final list. Let me know what you think about it. And kind of like I expected, A24 does make some of the best movie posters, so a lot of them are in the S and A tier. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments which movie poster was your favorite, and if you want to see me rank some of the best albums of all time, you can check out this video right here. That's it for now, and I'll see you next time. Peace.